Hello, everyone. My name is Van Gaither, and I am here with my co-host, Sharisa Bell. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing good. We are here with another episode, and as you can see, my normal sidekick is not here. We have a fill-in because of the subject we're going to talk about at the top of the podcast here. It's a subject that's been on everybody's mind, hearts, emotions here. The situation with Cassie and Puffy. And I wanted you here to get a female perspective on it because a lot of guys, in my opinion, not all, are a little bit insensitive to it. So I just wanted to hear it so you can have the male, we can have the male-female conversation. Okay, and I'm trying not to get too upset because I just don't understand how you chase a woman down and do that. The rage and the anger that's in you is just, to me, everybody deserves a second chance, but on this one, there is no second chance.
Right. I definitely think he should be held accountable, first and foremost for what he has done and what he did. I think it would set a precedent if he was not held accountable for his actions. We have to understand that this didn't just happen this one time. It didn't just happen this once.
Correct.
Generally speaking, from all the women I know who have been abused, and even some of the men who have been abusers, there's a pattern, there's a way that it begins. And by the time it manifests into something like this where you're on camera and you don't care, you're not new to it.
Because my thoughts are, I don't think a guy hits for the first time, an abusive guy.
Absolutely not.
I think maybe there may be a raising of the voice, a pushing, maybe a slap before the punching and all of that.
For sure.
Because like you said, that was not the first time.
Absolutely not.
And the sad part about it, the Los Angeles district attorney came out and said statute of limitation is passed, so they can't even charge him.
Right.
So other than writing a check, there's no accountability. And to me, that's the sad part, because him writing a check is not going to hurt him.
What I'm thinking is going to happen here is for her, since she came out, there are going to be others. Generally speaking, I'm pretty sure that's what happened with J-Lo. We can go down the list. There's reasons why people left him and didn't come back.
Yeah.
Because there's a pattern. There's an established history of violence. And now that he lied about it, and now here's the receipts, as they say, the proof.
And the fake apology.
Oh, my goodness. That's a different.
Because my thing is just to show how much of a narcissist he is.
Yeah.
Just apologize up front.
Who did he apologize to?
Oh, that's a good point. I don't think he never called her name out, did he?
Never.
Wow. See, that's why you're here, females. I never called that. You are so right.
Never.
But the thing is, like I say, this one's going to get me in trouble because I get in trouble all the time because I dig a little deeper into it. If I wake up and I see a woman that was in bed with me is gone and she's leaving, goodbye. And I don't mean that to be harsh, but I don't want you there if you don't want to be with me. Because how good, satisfying, and the intimacy from a woman that does not want you. So you're getting off by dominating her. You're not even really into her like that. And you chased her down the hallway, kicked her twice, drug her down. But you were saying earlier she left and came back. Finish telling me that part.
Yeah, well, she, if anyone has been watching the story closely, she left, went to her apartment, and I guess she caught Uber, the limo, whatever, back to the hotel. And the front desk area asked her, they say, we don't think it's a good idea for you to come back. And they didn't let her go back upstairs. But that's typical abuse. I mean, you're thinking, like, is it going to get worse if I stay gone? Because if someone can hunt you down in the hallway knowing there's surveillance and cameras, not care, he's holding a towel with one hand, dragging you with the other hand, stomping you on the ground, throwing vases in your purse at you. Who knows? I mean, I would be a little concerned for my well-being as well. But again, and I was telling you, they started dating, or whatever you want to call this, when she was young, 18, 19 years old, and he was 37. So that's a huge age gap right there. So he was looking to control someone and basically groom them for his purposes, which he did. And so by the time we see the abuse the way we've seen it, by the time we've seen it displayed the way that we've seen it, there have been so many instances that led up to that moment, so much verbal abuse that has led up to that moment, so much psychological damage that has led up to the moment where someone can stand in the hallway and just hunker down and not say anything and be abused that way and then come back.
Do you think, let me ask you this question, a little sensitive, but because I hear so much from both sides, I'm just trying to, not necessarily my views, just the thoughts of what I've heard. Do you think maybe women in that situation, their cries fall on deaf ears because of the women that lie about being in that situation? And so many people don't take it when a woman is telling the truth, because so many women don't tell the truth, that people don't believe her.
See, well, I mean, if you're talking about majors, what was the other star that just happened and the lady was crying wolf that he beat her up and he lost his contract with Marvel Comics?
Oh, Jonathan Majors.
Jonathan Majors. So there are instances, unfortunately, where women will take this and say, hey, something happened when it did, and then cry wolf.
Wait a minute. So I'm out the loop. She was lying?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Because I didn't.
That's why he's not in jail. But but no, seriously, I mean, not to minimize or diminish anything. And so I can't say that a lot of women lie about it because it happens quite often. I know a few people in my life who have been through this same thing. And a lot of times you don't say anything because it's like, say something for what?
Well, the thing is, a lot of women, like I hear a lot of women say how invasive it is because you go through a sexual assault, physical assault, then you got to do the police report, then you got to talk to the detective. Why were you over there at 10 o'clock at night? Why were you wearing what you was wearing? Did you say anything to him? They're almost interrogating you as if it's your fault.
Yes.
You have to relive the situation. And for a woman that was sexually assaulted, she then has to do, what's it called, a rape kit. So now you're being...
Well, I'm going to take this somewhere else. I mean, just as a black woman speaking to a black man, and I'm hoping, there's some black people in the audience. So I'm going to say this. We black women in our community oftentimes have been conditioned to not call the police when things happen.
By who, I wonder?
By our people, because we don't want to
friends, parents.
We don't want to get our black men in trouble. We don't want to see, because they go through enough, and we already know if the police comes out, it's going to be something horrible for you all. So a lot of women don't call the police simply out of loyalty, out of just wanting to, not get that person in trouble, if you will, and not have them arrested and taken away from the household, family, relationship, whatever it is that they're doing. So there's different dynamics as to the possible why. And also, she probably really cared for him. I mean, genuinely cared for this man. I mean, he met her very young, and she probably was really, influenced in a positive way, I'm sure, because he's not probably 100% monster by some of the things that he did for her career, her life, her family. Who knows? Who knows? It's a myriad of reasons of why a person would go and experience that and not get out of it. It's a lot of reasons. So, it's just you have to just put it in perspective, and we don't know all the truth. We don't know all the actions.
That's an interesting fact. I want to go back to that because I never heard that side of it, which I'm so glad I brought you on, where black women have been conditioned to just let it go, to protect the black man because the black man goes through so much. Absolutely. But I'm about to go a different route, and I'm going to lose. People going to get mad at me about this one. Accountability. Maybe more black men wouldn't do it if more black men were held accountable for it.
I won't argue with that. That's a strong possibility. There's a strong possibility. But then I also like to go to the root of the problem. I don't know. I think that if we can get to...
Speak on it.
Yeah, if we can get to what starts it at the root, because it's not her.
No.
It's an inward problem. And so what is going on inside?
What brings that rage out?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. I think that's what truly needs to be addressed when you're dealing with all these types of abuses. Because, again, it starts with words. It starts with, maybe actions. It starts with threats and, just various things. By the time it gets to a physical manifestation, there's a lot that happened behind the scenes.
I wonder if a lot of that comes from childhood trauma. I don't know the statistics on it. Single parent household, mama, daddy, mama. Was the father abusive? Which his father wasn't around. I know his father passed away early on in his life, and I don't know who the mother dated or dated after that. And I don't know if the mother coddled him, because I've heard sometimes kids get coddled when there is no father. And I don't know how that is. But clearly, to me, that's a mountain of insecurities to get. I just wonder what brings you to that kind of rage. That's just me, because I don't have that in me, and I'm trying to be fair.
We're getting a little deep here. I feel like I'm, putting my therapy hat on.
Put it on, baby girl. Put it on.
Pain is a driver for a lot of things.
Okay.
And we don't know what type of pain he may have experienced, not to defend any of his actions. Of course, because I started with, I believe he should be held totally accountable. Let me say that again. He should be held totally accountable for assaulting someone, as anyone else would be. But I believe it starts with pain. everything is derived from that, and then you cover it up, you try to figure out ways around it and to get through it. And so there's a lot of deeply rooted issues, if I had to just make a guess, maybe surrounding his upbringing. Perhaps perhaps he just has some inner demons. Maybe there's some things he's been exposed to. Who knows?
But what makes me wonder is when you said something you just said, what about the people that's around him at Bad Boy that see this happening and nobody is saying nothing? Those people, to me, should be held accountable as well. The people that was around R. Kelly that saw that was going on and no one said anything. The people, these yes men, at some point, I guess they just there to keep getting the checks or to live the life or whatever. But at some point, there had to be women around. I'm sure he had women in the camp as well. But
I don't know if anyone has seen any of these videos that are on social media, but they show videos where they're pretending, they have a camera set up across the street and they're pretending to kidnap a child. And they put the mouth over the child, the hand over the child's mouth, and they just carry this kid off, and no one says a word. No one stops. Everyone just minds their own business. I think we're in this society today where people just, us four no more, they mind their own business. They don't really want to be involved in what's happening at risk of.
But they will record it and post it.
That part.
That's because I saw one, a cop was breaking up a fight, and during the process, he either was out of breath, heart attack, whichever one, I can't remember. But people just sat there and watched that cop struggle.
Absolutely.
Now, I know it's the police, and we kind of feel a certain way about the police.
But he's a human being.
He's a human being, and you can't put that on all police officers. And he was stopping someone else from being beaten up.
Right.
But everyone just sat there and recorded and didn't say anything. So we are in a time in a society where people don't want to get involved. But I'm sorry, you can't do a crime around me. I'm a first 48 you. I'm telling. You can't commit a crime with me. So anybody out there, you commit a crime around me, just know Detective Quinn and Velasquez gonna know about it. I'm gonna tell them everything. They gonna know everything.
He's snitching.
I'm straight up snitching.
No, but I think, we're in a society also that has been desensitized by a lot of things that we see. Video games, music. You go down the list and it's not saying protect women and it's not saying don't do this. It's just very loose and just anything goes. And so it's not shocking that someone may see that and just say, if she stays, it's on her.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Be honest. Do you think black men do enough or could do a better job of protecting black women?
Oh, God. Here we go. So
come on with the come on.
So, there's a statement that's out on social media that says the black woman is the most unprotected female species
on earth. Who protects the black woman?
And as a black woman, I can attest to that, unfortunately. I remember there was a time I was pregnant and I was in Virginia. I was pregnant with my daughter, Courtney, and something was happening with my car. And you'd be amazed, no one stopped to help me.
Really?
And when someone did that was not really trying to help me, none of my people stopped to help me. And so I can come up with numerous different instances where I felt so unsafe as a black woman. And then you wonder why our guards are constantly
and see, this is what gets me in trouble when I'm in the barbershop because my female friends say I'm too hard on them. My male friends say I'm too hard on them. So in the barbershop, they always get on me because I'm like, yes, black women have attitudes. Yes, black women are angry. Yes, black women are mad. All right, let's peel that back a little bit. Let's talk about that. My daddy, for a lot, not all, maybe daddy was around, maybe daddy wasn't around. Had to pay to get my own hair fixed, had to pay my own way through college, had to buy my own car, versus someone else was fortunate enough to get a car for graduation, get a car for money to help them with their first house, had the wedding paid for, went into the adult life with no debt. Versus someone else was coddled, wants to now come into the relationship and piggyback on what I built. So yes, sometimes I think there are some black women out there that think you're supposed to have an attitude, but I think there's some black women out there that are guarded rightfully so. I'll say it that way. Because like a friend of mine, he was telling me about a young lady he was having issues with. The young lady has a child, right? 8, 9 years. I can't remember how old the kid is. 8, 9 years old, somewhere in there. I'm like, dude, you sitting up here trying to show up to the house at 9, 10 o'clock. She done worked all day, okay? She done put little man down, helped him with his homework. I'm sorry.
Little man.
Man, she done put man down and helped him with his homework. And here you come at 8:30, 9 o'clock at night. You're not doing, and then everybody won't be like, well, what is she bringing to the table? Okay, cool. What are you doing to help empty her table? What do you help doing to get her to a place where she's relaxed, get her to a place of peace? And that's, and you know, there are some conversations I can have for the women, but this conversation is not that. I just think as black men overall, I'm getting ready to get in trouble again with the brothers. It's cool. I don't care.
We love you.
Here's what I see happen a lot, and I'm not just capping because you're on the show. This is real talk. And this is not all brothers, so don't everybody, if you haven't done this, there's no need for you to get upset, right? I will see brothers let women of other nationality and ethnicities get away with certain things we don't let sisters get away with.
You took the words right out of my mouth, man. I was going to ask you, do you believe there's a double standard in expectations and treatment? And, you know, I've been in corporate America, I've been entrepreneurship, I've done a lot of things. And the expectation for us is different. The expectation for us is different.
Expectation for Michael Jordan was different. He was the best. So the best always has a higher bar to climb.
Somebody roll him out of here with that. But but seriously, you know, it's different. You know, I've had conversations with some very, very affluent men, and one of the things we were talking about once before was he was saying to me that other women from other nationalities are softer. You know, he was referencing, you know, white women, you know, Asian and Hispanic.
Guilty with an explanation. It's true, and I'll tell you why, but go ahead.
But then my answer to that and my response to that is, okay, so if that is the case, you know, when we as a black woman go into the workforce, we have to truly work 3 times as hard trying to prove ourselves. We can't be, if we say anything, we're being a bee.
Angry.
And if we are, you know, asking a question but argumentative, we're not a team player. I can go down the list of all the things that we are considered and called. And so you walk around with that knowing that at any moment you're already not being protected in that environment. And then you have to protect yourself and guard yourself to be able to provide for yourself. So we have to endure all of these things. No matter what we wear, we're being sexualized. We can put the same outfit on that someone else puts on. And when they look at us, it's a different connotation that comes with that. And we're being called something else. So there's a lot. It's a lot to unpack there, Van. I mean, but you said you're going to explain why, your reasons as to why that is.
Something I said earlier, yes, I think black women are less feminine overall, but it's because they carry more weight.
I don't believe that.
Well, hear me out. When I
don't believe that.
Okay, you don't think black women carry? You just said black.
No, we're not more feminine.
When I say what do you think when we say feminine? What do you think we're referring to? Hold on. Everybody, Counterculture Rob just came in. My man had to go get the bag real quick, so he's here. Bring him up to speed. We was talking about the Diddy situation.
All right.
And now we are up to, do black men do enough to protect the black woman? Could they do more to protect the black woman? So what's your interpretation when we say they're not as soft or as feminine? What do you think we mean by that?
Well, women not as soft?
No, I want Sharissa. What Sharissa was saying.
Sharissa. Nice to meet you.
Pleasure.
Sean, Sharissa, Sean.
Thank you. So rude, isn't he? At any rate, I just believe femininity, you know, that's a word that's thrown around quite a bit. And when men say that black women aren't as feminine as other races, yes and no, but we do. A lot of us possess a lot of femininity. I think it gets worked out of us, and I think femininity, if I had to place a definition on it, but I really don't like to because now I'm falling into something else. But I think it's the way you think and the way you feel and the way you present yourself. I believe it's how you listen, how you move. I think femininity is a lot of things.
And with that being said, a lot of times if the woman is moving as the head of the household, having to do everything, it's hard to lay back and be soft. Soft is not a weakness. Feminine is not weak. Actually,
it's a strength.
Yeah, there you go.
What's that got to do with Diddy going upside Cassie's head and all that?
Oh, bro, you about 30 minutes back, dog. Okay. We can circle back to that. What's your take on that?
I mean, it's difficult to.
My man came in and said,
that.
"What they got to do with going up Cassie's head?" Go ahead, my bad.
So, because just piecing it together, it's like, you know, whether a girl is feminine or not, you still don't do what Puff did to Cassie.
No, we're not justifying it.
Okay.
No.
No, not saying justifying it, but, you know, women should be protected at all costs, right?
This is what we were saying earlier for sure, yes.
So, it was, I said it before, he's a nasty nigga. And seeing how he did that, and then that was footage, you know what I'm saying? It's never a good look and never something you want to see. It just took me back to when Ray Rice did that.
Oh, yeah.
It took me back to when, you know, these scenarios and, you know, what did she do to make him do that? I've heard these narratives. It don't matter.
Yeah, how you got that much rage in you? Yeah.
It don't matter. She was trying to get away, it looked like. You get what I mean?
But like I said, I never liked the cat anyway, you know. I was team Death Row anyway with Bad Boy. But anyway, that ain't got nothing to do with nothing. What's good with you, man? How was your week?
Hey, man, it's been a week, you know, so we keep moving.
My God.
We keep moving, man.
Anyway, my man Counterculture has joined us. He is here. We're going to get into some more music stuff. You going to hang around or you out, Sharice?
We'll see.
All right, well, we're going to keep it moving. Feel free to jump in because, again, we want your perspective on everything. What was some of the stuff we was talking about, man? Hip-hop, back to Puffy. Who right now, we're going to stay up top in New York. Who right now, not even New York, just in general, man. Last year, 50 years of hip-hop, everybody was popping. Everybody was doing something. Now it seems like it's done fell off and everybody's surrounded with this Drake, Kendrick Lamar beef. It's real. I heard some people saying it might be just not even real, not genuine. What's your take on all that, man?
I mean, some of the biggest artists now are people that I don't even know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? There's a Bad Bunny that's out here who's a big global phenomenon. There's these women out here that who I think are most likely holding down that ratchet rap shit because that's who got it. You know what I'm saying?
You talking about the women, the Cardi B's, the Ice Spices?
Yeah, and it's, you know, it's not my brand of rap. You know what I'm saying? What I want to listen to. But from a guy's perspective, I mean, you know, Kendrick been running these last few weeks. Drake has been running it for decades. Yeah. But it's the same old, same old. I watched Rolling Loud. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Little Uzi Vert had the crowd on crazy, but I'm looking at it like, what the hell going on right here, man? So, you know, I appreciate the old school vibe. That's where, you know, I think that resurgence is needed and necessary because before we always forgot about them dudes. You know what I'm saying? So I think that 50-year hip-hop put a little a shot in the arm of the genre. What you on?
You know what, man? I'm still back on the 8-Ball and MJG because somebody posted the other day that Mobb Deep. No, I'm sorry. He posted 8-Ball and MJG had a better catalog than Mobb Deep. But before we get into that one, I want to get your take as a woman. Blasphemy? Nah, hell nah, bro. Don't trip on Memphis like that, Orange Mound. I want to get your perspective from a female perspective. What's your thoughts on the Glorillas, the Sexy Red, the Ice Spices? Just because we came up in the 90s.
Yeah.
Where we had the Queen Latifahs, the Moni Love, the MC Lights. Yeah. And then we could always flip off and get a little Shantae Moore, Sade. Yeah. We don't have that now. No, and I'm trying not to judge it. I'm trying to embrace it. But I just want to hear when you see women carried in anything like that, and you came up in a time when women were told not to move like that. What's your take on it?
I mean, you know, I have just, you know, I don't really like to see it. Visually, it's repulsive in a lot of ways. Lyrically, some of them have, I'm trying to be diplomatic about it, something to say, I guess. I don't know if it's something I would say or something that should be said, but they're saying something. And whatever they're saying, it's resonating with people, unfortunately and fortunately, but it's resonating. I think that it's hard to call it hip-hop.
Correct.
So when I hear it...
How so? Hip-hop is the music part of it. You get what I'm saying? The subject matter, to me, it don't matter.
And right? with that being said, the music to me does not equate to what hip-hop is. I really don't. To me, it just ventures from that. I don't see it as hip-hop. I don't feel the same vibes as I feel with hip-hop. It's just different. It's kind of ventured away from it.
Because hip-hop had, to me, just kind of to piggyback on what she's saying, hip-hop I kind of felt that was that artist.
Yeah.
That was that, like 50 Cent, like how you said 50 Cent's mixtape was better than the other stuff because that was him. Nas' first album, Snoop's first album. They poured in how they felt. Now it's, okay, what's popular? Let me talk about that.
Yeah.
Let me mirror, because there was no other NWA. There was no other Nas. There was no other Jay-Z. Everyone ran in their own lane. Kind of like R&B, you had the Isley Brothers, the Commodores. Now everything sounds the same. It's just one track, one long CD.
Mass-produced hip-hop. Right?
Oh, man.
But it's still hip-hop.
It's rap.
It's rap.
I would not say it's
hip-hop.
hip-hop. I cannot give that to you. I'm like, it's not hip-hop, it's rap.
It's rap. That being said, we're gonna. You mind if we give way? Let my man come up here.
Absolutely not.
We're gonna bring my man. Appreciate you. Hold up. Give out your IG real quick. Your social media before you go.
My social media is the_beautiful_bell BELL.
I appreciate you coming on last minute to fill in. You will be back. Do know that.
Yes, I like the kind that folds.
Come on in, Donald. Ladies and gentlemen, we're bringing up here my man, Donald Plummer, founder, Humble Beginnings clothing line. It's the latest up-and-coming brand. You're going to see a lot of it. He's actually rocking one of his shirts now, but we're going to preview some of his stuff to give you an idea. Give him a minute to get situated. Oh, but while he's getting situated, man, let's talk about this 8-Ball MJG Mobb Deep real quick.
Yeah, that's blasphemy, man. 8-Ball MJG. Yo, that's one of my old school groups. I mess with them from the South. But them comparing to Mobb Deep is in the Hall of Fame for sure. Prodigy, one of the greatest rappers to ever do that, regardless of what coast they from. So, you know, I can't say that about 8-Ball or MJG. And, you know, I'm a big Ball fan, so, you know.
All right, we'll come back to it. I don't want to take away from Donald's time. Brother, appreciate you coming over last minute, man.
What's going on, man? How y'all doing?
Doing all right. Donald Plummer, ladies and gentlemen, Humble Beginnings, man. I'm proud of the brand. I see everything you're doing, how you out there moving the impact.
Appreciate it.
One of the things, man, I thought about when you was coming on was hip-hop and fashion.
Okay,
And
okay.
I don't know if fashion impacts hip-hop or hip-hop impacts fashion. What's your take on it?
So, Jumper. Last thing I know, it rhymes with
Jumper, Plumber. My bad, Jumper. My bad, Jumper. Yeah. Messing up names today.
It's all good, man. It's love. Hey, they go hand in hand, right?
Okay.
So, for me, see, look, I'm from Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? So, I got these stories because they real heartfelt. So, growing up in Atlanta, right? And, you know, when the hip-hop game, when the fashion game kind of corroborated with the hip-hop game, I think it all started hand in hand. But you talk about brands like PNB, right?
Yep.
You know, FUBU, but specifically PNB, because PNB and, like, you know, some of those early on brands were like embedded in the hip hop culture, right? People never believe police need backup in the ghettos. Hell, your group out of up north, man, y'all just talking about
Wu-Wear.
Yeah, Wu-Tang. Come on now. Come on, man.
Walker-Wear.
Walker-Wear.
Gotta give it up for April Walker, man. One of the first women to actually put it on like that. Killed it.
Killed it.
April Walker, shout out.
Jesus, and them apple bottom jeans, thank God for her. Hey, man, yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. But I'll say this, man, just to answer your question, they go hand in hand. I mean, it's a marriage, right?
Oh, yeah.
And even now, too, where when you talk about just, you know, your Kim Kardashian, how they kind of influenced that, and, you know, Fashion Nova, what are you doing without hip-hop? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. What are you doing these days without hip-hop? So, you know, hopefully I answer the question.
So what is that A$AP Rocky and Uzi Vert and all of them boys, when they on these runways, what is that? That ain't no hip-hop fashion.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? But these are hip-hop fashionable icons.
That's the weirdest.
You get what I'm saying?
I'm with you, but that's the weirdest. Let's talk there. Because we come on, we on a podcast. Let's go there. Yes, sir. Look, go ahead. Atlanta gonna take it there. I don't know why they not wearing the black brands when on these runways. Right? Because you went one place. I'm just going to dive deeper, right? Because you're not wearing us. You know, I don't see us in it. But I'm not judging you, right? You want to, you made it, right? So you want to wear what the cool kids are wearing, the Rubens of the world, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, it's not our fashion. You know what I'm saying?
And it seemed like the stuff they wear, I've never seen out in real life.
You never will.
Never seen it in
I
real
think
life.
that's
What's going on?
I think it's
Virgil. From Off-White.
Off-White.
You see his stuff out there.
Correct.
Some of that stuff is still kind of out there. I just don't understand that that fashion.
Even the other guy, what was it? Oh my God, what was his name for Dapper Dan?
Yeah.
You even see some of his stuff.
Yeah.
Around, but that stuff they rocking. Yeah,
yeah. You see it in Paris, in the stores.
That's true too.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, they just dressing like what they, the runway. You know what I'm saying?
Real quick, how did you get started? What gave you the motivation behind it?
So Humble Beginnings, my mom came up with the name, but how did I get started? So I just had, so originally we have the general concept we took, it's about ripping where you're from, taking pride in where you're from. But how did we get started? We took the concept of the denim jacket, right? And we mixed it in with your high school letterman, right?
Fire, straight fire. If y'all haven't seen one, I'll post it.
Love, bro. So we took that, and man, I thought, at first, man, just being a kid from Atlanta, I didn't think it was gonna grow to what it is now. I believe, but I didn't see that, But we just was doing stuff for like, little one-offs. I was blessed. I was able to get a jacket on Goody Mob early. Sleepy Brown, look much love to them, and I'm like, well, hey, man, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Then you put it on Shopify and it blow up, and you selling more jackets in Chicago than anywhere else. So it's love, man.
So back in the day, I used to shop around. Remember the Underground, right?
Okay, come on.
All the spots.
5 Point Sports.
Yeah. So the shirts, they had Bankhead, the Zone 3,
with the green.
Yeah. So those were brands or items that weren't necessarily something that's still going to be here long term, right?
Right.
But there was always a fire piece. Every year there's something, and it's a different brand, right? So I saw some of your pieces, fire. I like it. But how do we keep growing? What is the plan there, or is that your specialization, and then you're just going to keep running with that? How do you see the next 5 or 4 seasons? You know what I'm saying?
Excellent question, man. And with that, I've learned to not be in my own way, right? Because me, you may see, look, I'm willing to take that risk and do that stuff, but I'm real conservative when it comes to that. So sometimes I'm like, what do the girls really want this, or want the leggings with East Point at ATL or Chicago Southside down the back? Maybe they do, you know what I'm saying? But to your point, I've grown and the company grows, and you realize that growth is a part of it, right? And you can't fight that. So what does that look like, man? To be honest, the name, the website, brandforthepeople.com. So when they tell us what they want, I give it to them, right? Okay. So I kind of let the people dictate, right? Oh, we want to see this. We want to see that. Okay, we'll do it. You know what I'm saying?
So let me ask you this. Was there ever a time, did it just straight blow, or was there ever a time you got a little discouraged and was like, man, this ain't it. I got to figure something out?
Man, I learned early on, just the people, when you put it in front of them, they was getting it. So if we really didn't have that time to where really it's been more control to growth. You know what I'm saying? It's been more control to growth. I mean, yeah, you do have your times where, like when clearly we got more winter products than, than summer.
With the jackets and
the with the jackets and the Lettermans and stuff like that. But we do have shorts and T-shirts like I got on now. But yeah, during your summer months, you may be like, damn, you know what I'm saying? But, fall come around, winter come around. But, it was, when you're starting off, right? Starting off, you're always going to have those trials and tribulations. And you just got to be prepared for that and kind of just keep the strength, keep the faith. All that stuff you learned in church on Sundays, your grandma told you. You know what I'm saying? And just stay down with it.
When did you, go ahead. You finna say something? Go ahead. What year did you launch?
We launched 2017, if I'm not mistaken. 20, maybe 2016, 2017, yeah.
Okay. Did COVID slow you down or speed you up?
Man, COVID was a blessing. COVID was a blessing. Blessing. You know what I'm saying? Nah, but look, man, COVID, because I worked in government for so long. So COVID gave me the ability to have that freedom to really just hone in on a brand. Now you're working from home. You got nothing but time. That's when I started, just diving in, late nights, just going all in, putting it out, running the ads, doing this, and just it gave me the opportunity to just kind of spend more time in it. So it was a blessing. And it grew because of it.
Oh, which joint is your top seller?
Man,
the Chicago joint or
Chicago? I love ATL all day.
The Chicago joint hot, man.
I was thinking about, damn, I need to put the headquarters in Chicago. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna drop a special announcement. We didn't even went live with this yet. So we just inked a deal with Hudson. So we're in Chicago O'Hare and Midway airports.
Really?
So yeah. So
wait a minute, talk about that one now, D. How did that come about?
Man, let me tell you, I'm a firm believer in, You know, and look, like I said, we ain't even talked about this, but just, I don't know, just a narrative. I mean, but this is the truth. Like, you got to take opportunities, right? You got to seize the moments. I always kind of spoke that into existence as far as, you know, wanted to be in the airports. My grandmother worked night shift at Hartsfield. So I told Hudson, it's personal for me, right? Being able to put my jackets in the place where she worked nights in. But long story short, how did that come about? A friend of mine was asked, and he had the duty to find up-and-coming brands in Atlanta to help put in there and kind of put in the airports. And so, ironically, he called me, and he was like, not even knowing I own Humble Beginnings. He was like, you know, it's Humble Beginnings. I'm like, Donald, what you doing? You know, it's like, bro. He was like, what? Long story short, they had like a meet and greet with all these brand and business owners and stuff. And I went old-fashioned with it. Y'all don't be scared to go old-fashioned. I went and got the lookbook laminated and everything. Yep. You know what I'm saying? So I'm in there like old school with actual hand, you know what I'm saying? I'm the dude with his resume in his pocket, you know. But hey, you know, you leave it with them and they go through that joint and they like, oh man, we like this stuff, you know. And one of my things, and I'm gonna give away one of the cheat codes because I believe in dropping the gems, man. I went ahead and mailed the jacket to like the top executive.
So they can see it, feel it,
touch it. And like, I mean, that's all she wrote.
Now, before I forget what I was about to say, if they still shooting a shot, because I haven't been paying attention, shoot that lookbook there because the shop be looking for local brands to outfit people in. Okay. I don't know if you knew that.
Man, I done shot it to the shot a couple of times.
Oh, you have shot the look. Okay.
What's her name?
Lena Ray.
Come on. Where you at? We've been shooting it to you for years now. I mean, they on the south side. You know
they eating them joints up, dog.
Yeah, I mean, man. Now, I would love to be on the shot, man. I would love to see the product on there, man.
How you looking for June 9th event? You gonna be able to make it out?
Yeah, we there.
Y'all there?
We there. Come on, man. Tell them about the event. Yo,
okay, check in, man. Real quick before we get up out of here. June 9th, man, we are doing our first summer kickback. We do the holiday kickback. Now we're doing the summer kickbacks over at West Side Motor Lounge. So if you're in Atlanta, man, check us out. June 9th, 6 to 10 p.m. We're doing a block party. Southwest Atlanta Zone, DJ Bad, and we got Grammy Award-winning super producer DJ Toomp going to be spinning, bringing you the best of 80s, 90s, 2000s hip-hop and R&B. Still got time to get a couple of early bird tickets, $15 online, $20 general admission, $25 at the door, sumkickback.eventbrite.com. We're going to have 2 vendors out there selling clothes. Humble Beginnings is one. We're going to do an ATL old school party, man. We're going to have an old school ATL party. You got to have the hottest brands from the A out. Who's DJing? DJ Sam and DJ Toomp.
Yep, tell them.
Tell them? Oh, yeah. Now, if you don't know about DJ Toomp, man, I'm just going to drop some names on you, man. T.I., Jay-Z, Kanye, Jeezy, just to name a few. Toomp was one of those guys, and, man, actually, I say the Godfather of rap. Some people disagree with me on that one there. I mean, trap, not rap, my bad. Godfather trap, as he brought out T.I. But great event, 6 p.m. to 10 p.m., kickback. Just come kick it, drink, have a good time with your people. Donald's going to be out there with Humble Beginnings selling some merchandise, man, so we're going to be able to get you right.
And, you know, they don't talk about that tip sound, right? Those early, them beats, doom.
Serious.
That's all Toomp right there,
all
man.
Toomp.
That's tip sound is Toomp. You know what I'm saying?
What you know about that's all Toomp.
So that's what I feel like when he started getting away from them last few albums. It's like, to me, it's his first 3.
The first 3.
I mean? So after that, it was just kind of like, all right, he's somewhere else.
You got to open up the you know.
It's how you got to do to get to that next level. Yeah. But you know, I like when I like something, I like that classic T.I. sound. I like that classic Outkast sound. I like that classic whatever sound. So, you know, I think when they produce those albums, they probably got 20 more in the tuck.
Oh, yeah.
Right now.
Oh, the songs that didn't make it?
Yeah.
So they could probably release some on,
that we got this 50 hip-hop, you know. This is a revitalization.
Release the vault.
Let me put y'all some of these vaults out.
Yeah. Here go the joints in the vault that didn't make the cut.
Yeah, when Nas did that, you know what I'm saying? Those were great great tapes, the lost tapes. So I appreciate those.
That'll work. Appreciate you coming out, man. Go ahead and hit them with the social media real quick.
Man, Humble Beginnings USA, Instagram, all that good stuff, Facebook. Catch us online at brandforthepeople.com. Again, Humble Beginnings USA. Check us out.
Go ahead, my bad.
No, that's it.
Oh, I thought Sean was about to say something. You will be able to see him again if you come out to our event June 9th, Summer Kickback Block Party, West Side Motor Lounge, 725 Echo Street, Northwest Atlanta. Go ahead and get your early bird tickets right now. I'm gonna post the link up so y'all can get so you can get that out the way. Fellas, appreciate y'all coming out, man. I know it's last minute. We're gonna holler at y'all, man. We got my man Donald, Counterculture Robs. I'm Van Gaither. Appreciate y'all, man. Next time.